All right, guys. We got Tesla Q3 earnings today. We'll see what that looks like. Tesla's set to release in about 40 minutes. What's up, Steve, Pew, Lee, Tiny, on. Oh, guys. All right, yeah, so Tesla. Let's just look at the expectations here. Tesla, I'm showing like the whispers for Tesla around 52 cents a share. 52 cents a share. Revenue expected at about 26.27 billion. I'll put this up on screen. Markets are down pretty big. I mean, the SPY, the NASDAQ, S&P all dropped pretty big today, honestly. NASDAQ hit 25,000 again, all the way back down. Up, Steve K. Bullish on Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's sitting at 437s. Here, I'll give you guys the breakdown of everything going on right now, just so you guys can understand like what the news is for Tesla. But yeah. Yeah, I'm showing Tesla expecting, again, around 52 cents per share EPS on 26.27 billion. I'll put these numbers up on the screen. Earnings per share expected between 55 and 57 cents. Option market suggests an implied volatility move of about 7.25%. Elevated market expectations and risk. Recent delivery numbers for Tesla hit 497,000 basically in Q3. Gross margins with increasing price cuts, competition, and regulatory credits. Margin trajectory is going to be watched for sure today. Storage and solar power wall updates matter for diversification in terms of energy business. Guidance, any commentary on next quarter deliveries, demand in China and the US, impact of tax credits expiring, and price cut strategy might move things. Robotics, Optimus robot and stuff like that might make people tune into and look to see what that's going on. Autonomous driving and robotaxi updates potentially, and how management frames growth outside of core car business. I'll do a poll here. Bought some Tesla earlier, but sold it. Yeah. All right, so I'll put the numbers up. Here's the numbers on the bottom of the screen. You can now see the expectations at the bottom of the screen. Again, they're around 26.5 billion in revenue expectations, about 56% or 56 cents. I'm showing 52 cents on another one. But again, Tesla's starting to rebound back up. It bounced right here at 430. Like some levels to watch, 430 might make sense. Previous close is all the way up here at 442.60s. So you can kind of see this is where it closed yesterday right here. So we got a little range up to that point, but see. Again, I think 450 up there might make sense too if we move big from earnings. Look at some longer term levels. 400 obviously is major. You can see 400 here. I think 400 makes sense. It's kind of the range. 480 all-time highs. No, not all-time highs. Yeah, 488.50. Right around there. It's over the VWAP. It's over the 200 exponential, though. Again, I'm going to do a poll. Beyond Meat gave it all back this morning. The Beyond Meat fell over 50% today. It's back down to 330s. I tried to tell people this morning it probably wasn't going to hold long term. Nobody really listens in those moments, but gold elevated back up. It's over 4100s. Nine times out of 10 it goes down. Yeah, gold back up. All right, guys. Yeah, we got about 25 minutes. The earnings are technically scheduled to release at 4:15 market time for Tesla. We also have IBM expected at 244s with about 16 billion in revenue. QuantumScape dropping numbers as well. QS expected at 18-cent loss per share. We got Kinder Morgan, ASP, Alcoa, O'Reilly, Las Vegas Sands, Lending Club, Viking Therapeutics, United Rentals, Sonico, and more. But the big one's Tesla and IBM. IBM might move things too. IBM, I haven't looked at it as much recently. IBM up to 286 right now, 287. It's green on the day, despite the market being down. IBM's had a good trend this year in 2025. It's up from about 220 to 290, 300. That's a big percentage gain for sure. Again, looking at our poll, we did a poll. 58% said bull, 42% said bear. Any news on the government shutdown? Treasury Secretary Besson he's speaking right now. He said, substantial increase in Russia's sanctions expected. Announcement coming today or tomorrow. Any export controls on China will be coordinated with G7. Everything is on the table in talks with China. We also had S&P revising its NVIDIA outlook. Like, here's IBM on the right. 287s. Big move. Yeah, so the market is only expecting modest earnings growth, though, for Tesla. It's one of the things you want to look at. Even though delivery numbers were strong, it signals pressure is on guidance as well. 7% swing in either direction is the implied volatility, so risk return and trading around the print might be a little elevated, obviously, with everything going on. The big dynamic I think with Tesla right now is legacy business, which is automotives, cars, Cybertrucks, robotaxis, legacy, versus what the potential for Tesla is to be outside of that. If you look at Tesla, a lot of people are betting on potential because it's really not bringing in that much money per share in EPS. But I think a lot of people look at potential for this type of thing, and the potential for Tesla is AI robotics. Right, they're creating their Optimus robots using AI. You have Grok and all these other things. They're transitioning to more of they've always been tech, but I think they're transitioning more to focus on deeply on that. But again, I would watch for guidance for Tesla. I think that's what matters the most. EPS 200 plus. Yeah, I mean, that's what Darius, that's what I'm saying right now, is that in terms of how much they bring in, valuations are high for them. Gold is still elevated. Look at gold push up right now. Gold up to 4120s. So Gold had a big pullback. Look at this dip. Yeah, they finally unlocked my brace. I can bend my legs here. If you're wondering how I can get so close to the computer now, because they unlocked my brace. I can finally move my leg, which is good. Well, there's the robotaxi. They have a cheaper, affordable model coming out. I'm not saying they're abandoning their legacy. I'm just their legacy automotive businesses. I'm just saying a lot of the valuation that's priced in with AI and tech and robotics and all the stuff driving revenue and markets and money right now. Like in markets right now, it's mostly AI centered. If you look at the biggest companies in the world, which is Nvidia right now, pure AI basically. Not pure AI, but microchips and things that build up the infrastructure of AI. If you look at the other ones, Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon even, Apple, they're all focusing on AI. And a lot of people recognize the significance of that. And Tesla does too, I'm sure, more than a lot of other, a lot more than a lot of the other companies I just mentioned. Elon and Tesla probably recognize the potential of that in driving money and revenue to their company. And so that transition is kind of what we're seeing now, and I think that's what a lot of the earnings call is going to focus on, is that kind of transition from legacy to AI, robotics, all the other stuff going on. Yeah, again, Scott Besson recently said we are going to announce either after the close this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning a substantial pickup in Russia's sanctions. Where's the oil? It's up. Yeah, look at oil rise. Up to almost 60. Hey, what's up, Faye? Yeah, I mean, AI can make money. I'll tell you how AI is going to make money. And I think it's very simple. It's already time tested in terms of monetization. It's going to make money through data. If you want, they might not be as vocal about it because it's data. But AI is going to make money through data. Of course it is. Think about it like this. People are already talking to AI like it's their therapist. AI is going to make money through data. And I think this is something that most of the big companies already recognize the AI potential in monetization. They're not worried about monetizing AI because they understand gradual steps, but they're going to make money through data on AI 100%. All these big companies, that's what they're doing. And I think that's really obvious. Yeah, so NASDAQ, everything down big percentage points. Yeah, I mean, stocks are down. If you look at most tech stocks, oil's up, stocks are down, gold is elevated. Yeah, Netflix is one of the reasons maybe driving markets down. Netflix dropped big last night from earnings. They missed EPS margins by a pretty big amount. So yeah, Netflix certainly helped driving it down. Netflix, if you look at it right now, is low, especially from where it was today. Yeah, Tesla and IBM earnings this evening, but Dow Jones fell over 350 points. S&P is down about 400 or 500 points. NASDAQ down about 1.5%. I think people are just apprehensive about earnings. Netflix is one of the catalysts. Is dropped more than 10% after this. They missed expectations and margins as well. They said it was due to a Brazil tax dispute. The markets are just nervous. We're on a government shutdown. China relations have not gone that well over the last week. I think it's just a lot of stuff driving markets down. Gold is elevated now. Look at oil and gold. And again, we got IBM earnings. We got Tesla earnings. Here's the NASDAQ today. We're starting to rebound back up. We're over 25,000 right now. So we're back over 25K. Yeah, Meta laying off some of their AI division apparently. I think people are nervous about tech earnings after yesterday's Netflix. Also, the iPhone Air fell short of demand. Looking at some other stuff here. Yeah, good luck. I hope you make some money on AMD. Elon Musk says Google. Elon Musk said to Google CEO, "Congrats, looks like quantum computing is becoming relevant." Yeah, we also had news earlier that the current administration considers plan to restrict global producer exports to China made with or containing U.S. software. According to Reuters, new export controls under consideration by the U.S. could curb exports on a wide range of goods in China to China. So a lot of stuff could be dragging. I think it's really Netflix. The hangover from Netflix here is most likely what this is. If you look at Netflix, Netflix fell a lot. It's already down. If you put up like a 10-day chart, here's the drop Netflix has made, not just today, but since the opening bell. That's a steep drop here. Steep drop. Look at Netflix. It's not a small drop at all. That's a pretty steep drop. ADP no longer reporting on jobs data. Really? Is that true? They might not have what they need. The Federal Reserve, Fed governor's speech highlighted the bank's reliance on data, and the Fed has reportedly asked ADP to resume sharing it. The loss of this private data comes at a time when the government is unable to release data. So ADP, which is a payroll company, stopped providing its private anonymized jobs and earnings data to the Federal Reserve. Fed Jerome Powell sent an urgent letter asking them to reverse its decision as the data is crucial for setting monetary policy. Covered about 20% of the private workforce. Kind of causes more problems with the Fed challenging economic decisions. So, and again, Tesla earnings today. We got about 25 minutes left. Again, I would follow robotics. I think one of the next big sectors is robotics. I think it's very obvious that's what. I think the next step is they're going to be implanting AI systems into robots, and I think that's very obvious. Not just humanoid robots, of course, but like a lot of different types of robots. And I think that's going to be a big industry. It's going to bring in a lot of money. It's the next logical step in the evolution of AI technology, I think. And so, if Tesla stays on the front of that, I think that's smart. Again, how they're doing in China, I think is relevant. You know, they did deliveries a couple weeks ago. They showed 497,000 deliveries in quarter 3. Again, Tesla expecting 55 to 57 cents per share EPS, which would be down from last year's 72 cents a share in the same period. So it shows some margin pressure there as well, though, and I think they're expecting 26.5 billion in revenue, plus or minus 5%. Implied volatility, again, about 7% implied volatility is what they're pricing in options. Palladium went up. Hey, thank you, John. Appreciate it. Are you bearish for the end of the year? I don't know. Yeah, CPI this Friday, guys. Remember, we cover a lot of this stuff. Yeah, Applied Digital was at 36, dropped all the way down to 29. It's back up to 31. It's making big percentage moves. Just be careful. Yeah, we're going to cover all the earnings that drop after the bell here anyway, so. Again, we're going to cover all the stuff. I can move my leg, guys. I can move my leg, man. I'm so excited. I haven't been able to bend my leg all the way in 2 weeks. Ugh. CPI is going to be high. CPI expectations are high. They're at 3.1%. 3.1% year over year for both core and headline CPI. That's high. It's not low. Pretty freaking high. Brian Johnson said the last Bitcoin halving is in 2140. I'm going to be here for that and make sure you are too. You guys believe him? I don't know. All right, looking at our poll, 53% are bullish, 47% are bearish. Yeah, if we take a look at yields, I mean, yields are, I think they're kind of flat today. Yeah, they're mostly flat today. They haven't really done much. They're at 3.955% for a 10-year. Like, here's today, essentially. Started the day here. We are here. We're basically flat. Yields haven't moved. I mean, rate cut odds are still pretty high. It depends on what CPI can move rate cut odds. You know, CPI showing up elevated might push down the odds of rate cuts, but right now we're 99 to 1% likely for a 25 basis point cut. Yeah, so I did see Russia opened up crypto. Again, I'm still watching Tesla here. You can see the expectations for Tesla at the bottom. They drop at about, I think they drop really at 4:15 market time, but it's sometime after 4. You know, a lot of people are saying Russia going crypto is going to reduce the, like, our ability or the US's ability to exert as much financial pressure on them. Since they can conduct trade without relying on the dollar or the euro, you know. Are you guys buying Tesla right now? Do you guys think Tesla holds after earnings? Again, the implied volatility is about 7% in the options market for Tesla. So you think the growth in robotics will be biased towards personal or commercial and industrial utility? I mean, I think they're going to focus on both, obviously. And so I think it's going to be in both of those, to be honest. I think it's going to be more commercial and industrial utility because that's going to help people produce more things and have better margins. And so that's where some of the big money is going to get spent on. But I think you're also going to have brands and personal use that take off, you know, and I think they're going to monetize the personal use AI systems with data, you know. And so I think they're going to have both. But I think the bigger market's going to be commercial. What do you guys think? All right, guys. Netflix still down pretty significantly since yesterday's earnings call. Netflix did not react well. Tesla earnings. We still got about 20 minutes until the closing bell. We'll see what it looks like, man. Honestly, I don't know what Tesla's going to do. Their expectations are down a little bit from last year. I think a lot of people are focusing on AI and they want to hear AI. I think if we hear a lot of AI updates that are good, we might see positive reactions. See what tomorrow brings in terms of the sanctions, though. I'm wondering how that's going to affect markets, really. Robotics would benefit margin expansion before personal. Yeah, I mean that's what I think too. I think that's where big money's going to flow into it. If it could solve businesses' problems, that's obviously the biggest market, I think, because those are the biggest entities. Versus, you know, you got rich people, but businesses, they've really got the big money spend on it. So I think that's where the money will naturally flow to. But I think we'll also get personal stuff that's cool with robots and stuff. You know, as long as they're less like Terminator and more like the movie Bicentennial Man, I'm okay with it, I guess. Yeah, Tesla can move. Again, y'all just be careful. We're at 438s right now for Tesla. Again, the levels I'm watching, 430 I think makes sense. It's right around the low of the day. We got some confirmed levels there. 450, just a psychological level above us, I think makes sense. If you zoom out a little bit more, $400 is probably a big level for Tesla. I think it's a big psychological level that people are just watching. So this level right here, $400, I think it just makes sense to pay attention. Big whole round number. Same thing with 450, I think as well. I think I didn't even look at this, but if I zoom this out to the left, like if you look at this, here's 450. Confirmation here, 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 here. You know, and so I think people are going to be paying attention to 450 as well. It depends on how much we move. Yeah, it's about a $30 move. A 7% move would be about $30 up or down on Tesla. So they're pricing in about a $30 move either direction. Just to show you guys where those numbers are. $30 would be here on the upside, roughly. And on the downside, it'd be about here. So 60, sorry, it'd be 60, not 70. But yeah, it'd be about. And again, I think that's still in the range. You know, watch 425s if you want, but. Market on close coming out in 4 minutes. Yeah, we'll see if that moves markets, so just be ready for it. We'll see what happens here. We also have IBM. Remember, IBM drops today. I think IBM might actually release a little bit earlier. So IBM shows up at 4:10, Tesla at 4:15. They can release anytime after 4 o'clock. But those are the numbers I'm looking at. Need a robot that can make my food. We'll have a robot for that pretty soon. Look at IBM, man. IBM really strong today too. Again, revenue expected around 26.5 billion, 5% year-over-year growth. High delivery volumes in their delivery numbers a couple weeks ago. Earnings anywhere 52, 56 cents a share. Again, the deliveries were 497,000 in Q3. Energy storage, a record 12.5 gigawatts per hour of energy storage deployed. A high margin business expected to help cushion decline in auto margins. So you do see some declines in auto margins. Yeah, again, robotaxi, FSD, robotics, all things you want to listen to. You know, investors want like a clear, credible timeline for robotaxi stuff, FSD capabilities. We did hear about the low-cost model, so I'm sure they're going to talk a lot about that today, even though that's obviously they're not making money from that today. But they'll talk about it, I'm sure, during the call. Watch for what their free cash flow numbers are. Investors probably want a higher free cash flow level. Hey, what's up, Kato? I'm doing good, man. They unlocked my brace. I can move my leg more than 60 degrees. I'm pretty excited about it. $500 for Tesla today? Maybe. I'm green on the day too, I think. But we got 10 minutes until the close. And again, the market on close should drop in about 30 seconds. So if you want to watch the NASDAQ for volatility, watch the market on close. We might get some. Watch 25,000 right here. But market on close is about to drop. Ten seconds. Which line we're getting today? I don't know, man. We'll see. Again, I don't like Tesla because Tesla's earnings calls are at like 6 o'clock. So it's just so far away. All right, guys. You guys ready? We got 9 minutes until the close. Again, they're scheduled technically for 4:15 market time. I'll put this up just so we can see it. What's up, Abel? Yeah, I don't know what y'all's old tag was because I can't really figure it out. Just because they changed it to now it's your @ handle. And so I don't know what any... I can tell, like... That's Nikki. I can tell Kato. Pew Pew's basically the same. Pawn's the same. I know Robert Fisher, Lost, Hellcat, Steve. You know, I can mostly see what everybody is. But it is a little different. Like, it's slightly different than it used to be. Again, 7% implied volatility from today's Tesla earnings is what options are pricing in. Again, the imbalance did just show up. It showed up at 959.2 million for the S&P, Nasdaq at 907.7 million, Dow at 40.3 million, Mag 7 at 408.2 million. So mostly positive. Good for the day, locked out. You get 8 minutes until the market close. We'll see what we get. IBM drops. There's some other earnings that dropped today, but they're not big. They're mostly like Alcoa, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Kinder Morgan. I mean, they're big companies, but they're not Mag 7 tech companies that are going to move things like Tesla is. IBM is the other big one. Here's IBM right here. IBM's ripped up today ahead of earnings too. If you look at it over a 4-hour chart, this thing's ripped up since August. IBM was at what, 235? Now at 290s since August. So IBM's had a big move. And we're going to cover every earnings that drop. All the earnings that come out, we're going to cover them as soon as they come out. Sometimes they release them early. It's scheduled for 4:15 market time. But to be honest, they do release them early. What are your predictions, chat? So the Tesla report is scheduled for 4:15 market time. So that is in about 4:15 market time is about 21 minutes. Technically, is when it's scheduled to come out. They do release it early though. So sometimes they do, not always. Sometimes they'll drop just as soon as the bell rings. Sometimes they'll drop 10-15 minutes after the bell. Like it varies widely. So. Alright. Yeah, Tesla still got a ways to go. Its previous closing price, another level you probably want to pay attention to on Tesla, is 442.60s. 442.60s. Now remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Not giving you guys anything that's certain. Market can do whatever it wants to do. Not liable if you lose money. Always make your own assessment trade smart. Can't guarantee a thing. Don't copy me. But I'm looking at the previous close. This is the red to green level right here. This 442.60 level. Again, it is the red to green level. It's the level at which Tesla goes from red to green, green to red. Might hold resistance, might act as support, might pivot. You know, those levels are naturally kind of pivot points. And so I'm watching that as well. You know, I've talked about the levels I'm kind of looking at for Tesla. Looking at 450 up there to see if it breaks over, maybe holds support there. If it goes good, if it doesn't go good, I'm looking at it down under. Really like 415 and 400. I think 415 and 400 makes sense. Here's 415 right here. I think if you extend it to the left, you can kind of see that might hold a little bit of sway over movement. You might have some interest at that level. Kind of see. These are the levels I'm watching. Obviously, we got the all-time high up here at 479s. At least the market hour all-time highs. I think it goes down regardless of beat or miss. It's possible. You never know. Earnings can do whatever they want to do. You really don't know how they're going to behave. 442.60 is important because it's the previous closing price. So it's the level that it closed yesterday. So this is the red to green level. Like if Tesla breaks under this level, over this level, it's technically green on the day. If it holds underneath, like technically Tesla right now is red on the day. Down here, it's below this level. And so it's technically red on the day. It's the decipher point between red and green on the day is what it is. So because of that, traders tend to pay a lot of attention to it. When we get close to it, sometimes it can act as resistance, support, or whatever. But it's the level at which it closed yesterday. No BT5. Can't. My wife and I got a rule. Nobody's living at our place except for us. You know? And I think that's a pretty fair rule. people want to stay, you know. I mean, you're sarcastic, obviously, but that's our rule, bro. I gotta stick to it. I think we test 500 tonight or this week. Maybe the moves tomorrow. I don't know. I think it's a volatile couple days. Netflix is tanking markets. Netflix has dropped substantially after its earnings call yesterday. It's not really a good first peek at Mag 7 earnings. And Netflix tanked a lot of stuff. Okay, my headphones. Gotta plug these things in. Yeah. Dip and rip and pop and drop. Yeah, I really don't know what Tesla's gonna do. I'm watching. We got 2 minutes until the closing bell. We'll see how we'll see what it does. We'll see how it behaves. We'll cover it as fast as we can. Again, hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. Make sure you catch up. We appreciate it. All right, guys, we got a minute and a half left until the closing bell. IBM and Tesla drop this afternoon. Again, we will see what we get. We're getting pretty close to that now. You guys ready? Last minute predictions. I mean, we still got 15. So I forgot my timer today. Let me put a timer up. I'll put a timer up to when Tesla is technically scheduled to release. Timer's not really that far off, to be honest. It's about a minute off. What? All right, there you go. This is when it's scheduled to release right here. Technically, it could release anytime early. $420. Probably Elon's favorite number. Yeah, IBM has had a good time last month or two in markets. All right, guys, we got 40 seconds until the closing bell today. 40 seconds. Again, Tesla's slated to release after the closing bell. It's technically supposed to be 4:15, but we will see. Yeah, Tesla's a little bit later. All right, guys. Hit the live button next to the play button just in case it shows up early. I don't think it's going to, but just in case, hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed if you need. Again, Tesla is scheduled for 4:15. IBM scheduled for 4:10. Here's the closing bell right now. QuantumScape scheduled for 4:15. Yeah, there's the bell. Lam Research 4:05. Kinder Morgan 4:05. Let's watch things though. Again, watch for volatility here. This could happen anytime. It really could. You'll know when it comes out though because of the volatility behind it all. And I'll cover all the earnings that drop as soon as I'll try to cover them as soon as they come out. All right, guys. There's the closing bell here. Implied volatility is about 7% today. 7% for Tesla. All right, guys, watching for movement. Nothing yet, of course. It's too early. The price action is going to show you when the report comes out. I'm on the site right now checking for it. But yeah, so yeah, I had Gemini. Just say it was 53 cents a share. Or no, that's the estimate. Okay, gotcha. All right, 440. Again, I think Gemini's wrong. It's just saying stuff. All right, look at Tesla. Again, it's technically supposed to drop in 13, 12 minutes. Sometimes they release it early though. God, this isn't it though. You'll see the move. It's 7% implied volatility, which means it's about 30 cents or so either direction here. Not it. But it's about $30 either direction. I mean, so $60 down to here, really down to 40. Here up to here. Or 70 down to 4. It's up a little bit since the last time I calculated. So 7% in either direction would here, roughly, approximately. I'm kind of doing percentage math in my head, but really it'd be a little bit larger, probably dollars. Roughly 7% right there. Okay, we got about 11 minutes. Again, do you guys think it beats or misses? Let me know in chat. We're waiting here. We got some other earnings dropping, but nothing's really big. We got a bunch of stuff dropping at 405. Oh, wait, what did I just see? IBM and Tesla are the biggest ones, though. And we'll cover all the ones that we see that come out. I can't guarantee I'm going to cover every other one that comes out because there's like 30 of them. But I'll cover as many that I see that drop, and I'll break it down as it happens. Yeah, Besson is still speaking somehow. He said, gonna meet with Chinese counterpart this weekend on Fox Business. He said, contemplating U.S. allies' next move. China talks fall. Besson's still speaking. All right, Tesla falling down a little bit. It's at 430s right now. This doesn't look like the earnings move, but you never know. Technically scheduled for 415. Yeah, Tesla's kind of wild though. We don't really know. Look at that 430 level. Tesla's kind of wild though. It bounce right at my level. You'd love to see it. Tesla can have good earnings, good EPS, good guidance, drop, and it can have terrible numbers and go up. Kind of wild in movement here. Look at that level here, man. That level held. I'm telling you guys to watch levels. Let's see. Bounce a little bit. It might not hold, but at least stop there. There it goes. Starting to break down a little bit, down to 429. Tesla is out. It posted 50 cent EPS versus 55 cents expected. Revenue of 28.1 billion versus 26.36 billion expected. Tesla is out. Yeah, they're here. I just put them in chat. Didn't really react though. People thought 7% movement. We haven't done anything yet, but there's the Tesla numbers right there. We're gonna continue to break it all down here as it happens. The Tesla numbers are released. I'm showing here at least. So missed EPS, beat revenue is what happened with Tesla. Tesla missed EPS, beat revenue. It missed EPS by a decent margin. It wasn't like Netflix missed, but it missed it enough to freak people out. Yeah, so Tesla numbers are out. Yeah, you can see them in chat. I'll put them on the bottom of the screen here so you can read them. We got a lot more numbers to cover here with this, but yeah. Okay, just to break everything down with Tesla here, just so you can understand it. They said in Q3, the Tesla team achieved record vehicle deliveries globally. Across all regions, while also achieving record energy storage deployments across the residential, industrial, and utility sectors. This strong performance resulted in both revenue and free cash flow generations in the quarter. We continue to launch new products that excite our customers across automotive and energy. We launched the Model Y, L, and Model Y Performance and further expanded our vehicle offerings with Model 3 and Model Y Standard, our most affordable vehicles. We also unveiled the Megapack 3 and Mega Block, which will further simplify large battery installations by reducing cost and time to deploy. We believe our scale and cost structure, which will enable us to navigate the shifting market dynamics. Again, revenue 28.1 billion, expected 26.36 billion. EPS was 50 cents. They expected 52 to 55 cents. So they did miss a lot of those numbers here. You want to look at the key metrics. Again, GAAP net income 1.4 billion, down 37% year over year. Non-GAAP net income 1.8 billion, down 29% year over year. GAAP diluted EPS 39 cents, down 37% year over year. Non-GAAP diluted EPS 50 cents, which is when we covered, down 31% year over year. GAAP gross margins 18%, a decrease of 185 basis points year over year. Operating margins 5.8%, a decrease of 501 basis points. Again, they did 497,000, a new record delivery number, up 7% year over year. 12.5 GWh of storage deployed, at 81% increase year over year, and a new record. Gross profit for the energy generation and storage segment was a record 1.1 billion. Free cash flow neared 4 billion, which is up 46% year over year. If Tesla's reacting favorably, that's probably why. IBM is dropping here. Again, we got Kinder Morgan. We also have SAP and Lam. Again, new affordable models, Model Y and Model Y Standard in the US starting at $36,900, $39,900 respectively, to offset the expiration of the EV tax credits. YL launched in China. They began delivering the Model Y in India. Cybertruck, Tesla Semi, and Megapack 3 are all on schedule for volume production starting in 2026. They said construction also began for the Cybercab manufacturing. First generation production lines for Optimus are also being installed in anticipation of volume production. They said lithium refinery in Texas is expected to begin production in Q4 of this year. And LFP production lines in Nevada are expected to start Q1 next year. In terms of strategy, they remain focused on scaling core hardware, which is vehicles and energy products, and these will deliver increasing value through AI software and fleet-based services over time. They'll manage their business to maintain a strong balance sheet. Again, they expanded the service area, the robotaxi in Austin, and launched ride-hailing service in the Bay Area. They expanded AI training compute capacity, total of 81,000 H100 equivalents. Yeah, so that's basically the numbers here for Tesla. They are flat. They haven't moved at all, and everybody thought they would move big, but they didn't. Yeah, so I'm going to post a summary of Tesla earnings. Here. And what they gave us. The earnings call is in like an hour. I'm not going to cover that or stream that. It's just, again, I'm still covering earnings, but I'm not going to spend hours covering the call or anything like that. It just doesn't make sense. I'm posting like a full cheat sheet of everything that showed up on their earnings on my x.com page at Beginner Trades if you want to check it out. Yeah. Tesla hasn't really moved. Honestly, this was a lot more underwhelming than I expected it to be. OpenAI, Oracle, and Vantage data centers are going to announce Stargate data center site in Wisconsin. 15 that billion? I can't see the number. There's no letter. They forgot the letter. So. Yeah, we just posted a full summary. So you give me a follow at Beginner Trades if you want to help support the channel. Yeah, it's kind of underwhelming. We're not really getting anything here. And yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it. Listen, check out Top Step if you want to help support the channel. There's no PDT and futures if you want to day trade futures. I'll be back bright and early tomorrow. We will be back bright and early tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a crazy week, honestly. Got a lot of fears and stuff in markets right now, so I'll just be careful. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Alright, I'm scheduling tomorrow's stream. I'm trying to do that right now. Yeah, y'all be good. Again, if you want to check out the full deck for this Tesla earnings call, which again, it didn't really do anything. It doesn't mean we're not going to drop more. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be good. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.